Here we go, welcome back everybody. I'm here to do another movie review of Shazam, Fury of the Gods, sequel to, the first Shazam movie, starring Zachary Levi. Plot in this one is kind of a mess, if I'm being honest, and just so you know, there's probably gonna be spoilers, maybe not too many, but probably will be. It's been a few weeks since I saw it too, so I'm trying to remember everything as best I can. It started out pretty good, pretty fun. I like Zachary Levi. We see that they've all embraced themselves as superheroes, and Billy Batson, who is Shazam, he's trying to take the lead and do this thing right, and he wants it to be a family situation. Family is an important theme in the first movie and in this movie, and it seems like he has this burden of responsibility on him that he just doesn't want to see anybody, I guess, a couple things, probably left out, or put in danger, right? Because they're still kids, even though they've got these amazing powers, they really need to rely on each other. So he's made this rule that anytime there's danger in the city, a crisis, that they all have to go together. So it's not like they spread out or, they team up and they kind of do two of them go at one time. He tries to keep it where everyone goes together, which again is interesting, but it's just not really explained super well. It's just kind of left at that. He just kind of said, hey, this is the rule. You just kind of have to read into it a little bit, which isn't horrible. It just, I think maybe could have been done a little better. So they go and they start saving people on this bridge. They've got some of the humor in there because again, they're young. I forget his name, but the one who wears the blue, the one that Billy is, good buddies with at the house. He's really into it, because when he has his superpowers, he's not having to use a crutch. And he really wants to be living that life. It is an escape for him. So he tries to convince Billy to respond to things, just the two of them, but again, can't because of the rule. I thought it was pretty funny. So after they had their first saving the day moment, they went back to their lair and had like a play-by-play recap. They're trying to go over what they could have done better and so on, and some are paying attention, some aren't, they're cracking jokes, and that's all fine. And I understand that they're trying to show that the kids are getting a little older as well. Some of them are, like I said, disinterested, like Mary, she wants to go to college and she's got, those things on her mind. But I will have to say, I felt like that decision, that character arc, I don't know I don't think it was the acting necessarily, I just think it was the writing. It just seemed too typical and too shallow for her compared to the first movie. She just, again, I know they're young, but it just seemed like she would be definitely one of the group to take the whole situation pretty seriously. Maybe not, and that's okay, but I just don't think they did a great job of showing the reason she didn't seem to take it as seriously. So we find out that there's these three villains, they're three goddesses who were able to come to Earth because the staff of the wizard was broken, and apparently while the staff was together, that created basically a protection shield around their realm that kept them from escaping, and they had lost their powers as goddesses or something to that effect, and then they were able to retrieve the staff and gain back their powers. And so then they're trying to find this golden apple to the tree of life, I believe is the tree of life. Again, it gets a little convoluted, I haven't seen it in a while. It gets messy. They're trying to, build a new paradise on Earth. And so Billy and the gang have to stop them. And through the course of things, again, forget his name, blue guy, he falls in love with one of the goddesses because she was trying to get information out of him, but she also seems to kind of fallen for him too. And they have a little side adventure in her realm. He's trying to save the wizard, he's trying to get the staff, and there's a lot of that back and forth. Get the staff, don't have the staff. The traveling back and forth between realms isn't always super well done in my opinion. They do it one way or a different way, or they do it a way that they don't even explain. Then they also communicate with them in their realm. In their lair, there's a magic pen that will write out whatever they want to say and send it anywhere. There's a point where they want to get their brother back because he was taken hostage. The one that he fell in love with, she kind of helps him. And honestly, it gets a little blurry for me throughout all that because it all culminates essentially into this end battle where, I can't remember, I think it's Calypso, who is played by Lucy Liu. She's the one who is just like chaotic and crazy and really wants to turn the earth into this new paradise through this tree of life thing, but it doesn't really do that, and it becomes like this corrupted tree, and all these like demon creatures come out of the ground and stuff, and it seems a little unnecessary. I know it's like gives the opportunity for all the Shazam family to fight stuff. So at the end of the movie, and if I can be honest, I kind of forgot the details of how this happened. He's basically got to save the day. The rest of them can't for some reason, whether that's they individually all lost their powers along the way, because that happens. Some of them lose their powers, sometimes they regain their powers. And then there's also this shield at one point over this tree that she's protecting. But regardless, at the end of it all, somehow Billy's the only one left and he's got to fight. And so he has to make this sacrifice, which is cool, you know. And again, I like the acting in it. It's emotional. I like that Billy's character comes to really appreciate his foster parents more, and he's trying to do the right thing because he thinks like next year when he's 18 that they might ask him to leave the house, and he's coming to terms with that. But the cool thing is the parents, the family, they're like, hey, no, we love you. We're not gonna kick you out. You know, you're part of this family. He tells his mom, I love you, Mom. It's not his biological mom, but again, that's a very touching moment. That's something she wanted to hear. So then he has to fight this battle, and he sacrifices himself in order to make that happen. It's cool, but you just kind of know that he's not dead, or if he is dead, that he's gonna come back somehow. And then they're burying him, and the wizard says something about like only the power of the gods can bring him back, because they're like, there's got to be something we can do. Well, then Wonder Woman shows up. She's obviously, you know, one of the gods, descendant of Zeus. She comes in, I think, with the staff. She's got the staff. She does something. Boom, he comes out of the grave. There's kind of this funny moment when he comes out and he's like, you just buried me immediately? You couldn't wait a few minutes? Or something like that. And that's kind of it. Like I said, it's just kind of a big jumbled mess. It's not like a great movie at all, but it's also just not terrible. It's kind of just whatever. The best parts for me really were just kind of anytime Zachary Levi was doing his thing. The other people were good too. Like I said, there were funny moments, and Adam, I think Adam Brody, right? Anyway, he did good. Adam Brody's younger version of that actor, I'm sorry, I'm not good with the names today, but he did really good. It was fun to get back in the theater. I don't know what I was expecting. I wanted it to be better though, if I'm being honest, because I enjoyed the first one, and I definitely enjoyed the first one more. So I would say if you want to check it out, check it out. The other difficult thing about this is with all the news going on with DC and James Gunn rebooting things, and you know, is Shazam gonna be part of the new DC films? If so, is it gonna be Zach? Is it gonna be somebody else? It's just, there's a lot kind of going on with that right now. If you keep up with the business, if you keep up with box office results and all that stuff, it's not doing well. I don't want that to deter you from seeing the movie if you want to see it, but I can't just like strongly recommend it. Even though I'm a DC guy, I would say if you like the character of Shazam and you like Zach, go for it. But yeah, it's just kind of average. I would say it's better than the Marvel films I saw in the last phase, but not by a whole lot still. So I hope if you really want to see it, I didn't deter you from seeing it. You know, go check it out, have a good time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you liked it. You can subscribe, share if you think people will find it interesting. I hope to bring more content like this to you guys soon. So all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.